right, moving right along. Before we end the show, of course, we've got our good friends from FHM, Nux. Yes, and he's punctual. He was here at the start of the hour. Good buddy of ours, Mr. Allan Hernandez, the managing editor, one of the gods over at FHM.
And you made the god wait.
Of course.
What's wrong with you?
That's what we do. Hey, Allan, and of course with him, March cover girl Bela Padilla.
Yay!
And we're gonna talk about a very controversial
March
issue that you guys. I don't know if you guys did it on purpose, because now everybody's like,
you don't do things like that on purpose.
Whatever.
No, you really don't want to.
No, you did get a lot of attention about it. I mean, even foreign media reacted because of how people reacted locally.
Right. So it's just proof that the world is really getting smaller.
Just proof that the world is wrong.
We've always thought we were a local magazine. We were a Philippine magazine, but with all the international attention that it got, it's not just a local magazine. It's because people read it on the net. And
that's right.
They're able to weigh their opinions, as have been proven by it.
And I believe that I was around Allan Madrilejos when he got a call from the BBC. Boss guy.
Oh boy.
Pare, wait lang. I was like, what happened? BBC. So what was it like? I mean, Allan, let's just go off track for a minute. What was it like, the whole experience from, I know you guys, put out a teaser of the cover on Facebook, right? And,
Well, I think we have to go back to when we were brainstorming for the concept. It was a really tight concept. Bella had an active participation in it, and just like the covers we've been doing for the past few years, we've tried to do pre-prods that everybody agrees on. So when we did the shoot, everybody was on the level of what we were supposed to do, and we thought we did a great job. And
I still think so.
Thank you very much. I did the interview, one of the best interviews and one of the longest interviews I've done so far. I've been doing this for almost 12 years or so. So the story was in, the layouts were done, the cover was done, and we thought it was one of the better issues we've done. We put the digital version of the cover out on the net, and
it just bounced
somebody
right
cried. Somebody cried racist, and it snowballed from there.
Somebody cried foul, and where did it all start? Were we able to trace back who exactly reacted?
Was the first one?
It registered about 1,000 comments, and I'm sure we can pinpoint who that person is, but we're not going to dwell on that anymore.
But I guess what you can do is thank them.
Well, basically, I would think that it was basically because of what the cover initially, the impression that the cover gave them.
Parang at first glance.
First glance.
Yeah.
We would have wished that the cover story went with it, so it could have been taken in context. So, in my opinion, it was a problem of context.
It was a big misunderstanding.
Yeah, the pictures taken with the original cover line of the shadows thing was taken out of context. The context being the story.
I think
the
they
interview
just took it for granted. What they saw, that was it, right?
The shadows. Well, Bella talked about what the shadows meant to her, and it's in her interview.
If you remember our classes before, I think they were playing a different language game, no?
Well, that's a Wittgenstein thing.
Yes, it is. All right. But anyway, so why'd you decide to... Okay, let's go back to the fun stuff. Why'd you pick Bella?
I'd like to know that too.
Yeah.
I've always answered these questions with why not. I mean, look at her. It's
I know.
A no-brainer thing, right?
You make me forget why I'm sometimes sitting here. I get so distracted. So I'm looking at you, pare.
And besides, we're always on the lookout for covers that are. We want to be there when it's time for them to to rise.
Well, you guys always manage to be there at the right time.
Yeah. We try to be that magazine to be with our covers when it's time for them to shine. And with Bella, and she's well aware, and this is a girl who has a plan. You can read that in the interview, and it's our pleasure to be part of the plan.
That's great. And it is actually your 12th anniversary issue too.
Yes, it is. So we've been doing this for 12 years.
Wow, so you've been there from the beginning.
I started writing as a contributor for the first 2 years, on board for the rest of it.
That's so cool. All right, well, welcome, Bella.
Hi.
And how was it to be right smack in the middle of the controversy? Yeah.
I still am really overwhelmed by all of this, that I haven't really had the time to just sit down and think about it. So I think I'm already over it, even before it sunk in. So yeah.
What do you think of all the attention that you got from it? I mean, was it a good thing?
I'd rather have attention for something positive, actually. So this whole negative issue thing came as a surprise for me because, I feel like we did a good job. We did our work. So you definitely don't want to receive this much negativity. But then I was surprised that with the negativity, I got much more comments that are better. So there.
Well, FHM always manages to outdo themselves every month, and you don't look that white.
I've always thought that the comments that were negative, they would change if they would get a chance to read the interview. I've always been. I was confident that it was the interview that would take the message
to
across.
justify the blurb.
It would justify the blurb and everything. It wasn't done to disparage color, much less race.
But then why did... Okay, let me just ask you though. Why did you decide to change the blurb for the...
All right, so
for the second cover?
After... Well, the comments snowballed from 1 to 1,000. And, emotions were really, heated. And then we finally decided to take the side of sensitivity with all these comments. It wasn't about us anymore, but about Bella, protecting Bella and just taking care of her. So just to make things easier for her. So we decided to make things easier for the other people who might be offended.
Yeah.
So
you pulled the cover.
We changed the image of the cover
it as well,
and changed the cover lines.
Okay.
But the whole concept of the shoot was still the same.
So, Bella, maybe you can explain exactly what it is that, the whole stepping out of the shadows really means to you personally.
Yeah, they could have used something like coming out of her shell or something. It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's not... stepping out of the shadows wasn't meant to pinpoint any particular race.
Yeah.
So we still don't understand why this, whole racist issue came about, since it's about... I think the blurb was meant for me, not for anyone.
So how does
particular.
stepping out of the shadows relate to you?
To you.
Well, since this is my first time to do anything sexy, this is my first risk in my life, I think. So this is really a time for me to step out of my shadows, to, come out of my shell. So this is a new phase of my life, and FHM is here with me. So I think actually the caption really is perfect for this phase of my life, and the shadows they're pertaining to, it's not something negative, not something I'm ashamed of, because I don't see anything wrong with my past, actually. It's not like I have skeletons in my closet. So there's nothing negative with the things I'm leaving behind.
Well said. Can you compare and contrast? I'm just kidding.
Well, I believe that, the logarithm...
You should have seen the look on Allan's face. What?
I have to tell you, she's one of the smartest interviews we've had.
Well, you know what? Right off the bat, you do speak very well.
Yes, you do.
And you seem, you don't seem lost in any translation as of the moment. I mean, we've had a lot of people come and go here, and it's just, a bit of a stretch when you have to try to get them to relate to questions like that. And it's always refreshing to have someone who just understands you right off the bat.
That's right. And I think that it's, listening to her and, meeting her for the first time, it kind of surprised me to know that you were actually very shy once upon a time.
Yes.
So what happened to, kind of change that?
I understood what was required of me. I want to be an actress, and you can't be shy when you want to be an actress. This is really what I want to do right now. So all my inhibitions I had to let go because, I just want to succeed here, and you can't be shy when when you're trying to audition for roles and stuff. So I just let it all go.
So you decided to be kapalmuks na?
Yes, I'm at the top layer of the kapalmuks. Yeah.
How do you do that? Teach me.
Well, if you really want to get somewhere, it's the shy people that always get left behind, right?
This is true.
Yeah.
Better regret now than later that you were kapalmuks and that then you weren't and skipped out on an opportunity. Cool.
At least
all right.
you tried, diba?
And there's a lot of cool things going on in this issue of FHM. You've got one-hit wonders, Allan.
Yeah, that's true. Pinoy pop culture is rife with things like this. Mga songs that became a hit and became passé in one go. Mga snacks that you enjoyed when you were a kid that you're looking for now and can't find it. Actors and actresses that that became controversial or were a hit and then
just
the next
fizzled out,
instance,
right?
you can't find them anymore. So we looked back at them and relived the good old days.
Oh my goodness, parang walk down memory lane nga si Hill.
That's exactly what it is.
My goodness, Eddie Hill.
I met Eddie Hill when I was in high school in Starbucks.
And diba,
he asked me if I wanted an autograph.
And he's the reason, and he is actually the reason why Nikki Hill really got so famous, because they were, parang saying, parang sinasabi nila, this was the same time that she was actually starting out in showbiz as well, and they were joking around that she was the daughter of Eddie Hill. So yun, dun sumikat si Nikki Hill din.
Sino si Eddie Hill?
Come on.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Oh wow.
Come on, I have his autograph.
I think this one yata is this one is more of your time frame, Neil.
Yeah,
whatever.
Oo, ito si Bricks Ferraris. Time frame mo.
Okay, look, it's not. Why am I on the hot seat? Darn it! Welcome back, partner.
Okay.
All right.
So what else is in the March issue?
There's the FHM Movie Awards, the best and worst.
Well,
in the
we just
last
invented
decade.
this
this
awards thing because whenever award season comes along, there are always critics about who should be winning and who should have won and what's the better film, and everyone's a movie critic around this time, so we try to be critics ourselves.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion, and that's what I love about this world we live in. Okay, and you've also got a new columnist, Jinri Park.
Yeah, right. Jinri Park is one of those lucky breaks we get in this job. So, we meet women and we feature them, and then somehow she becomes a hit with our readers, and
I think she's pretty hot.
Yeah. So Jinri is now our columnist, and
now you can keep her locked up in your office.
Good things are in store for
Good stuff. Well, again, congratulations, Allan, on 12 years. It's your 12th anniversary of FHM. Now, Bella, you've got an autograph signing.
I do. This
when?
Saturday. This
Saturday.
Saturday in Robinson's Galleria's Movie World at 6 p.m. So, yes.
All right.
Be excited for that.
And what else are you busy with before we let you go?
Okay, you're letting me go? No, just kidding.
No, we can just have you stay.
Well,
here.
we gotta go. Our show is until 6,
Yeah.
so we can go. You can stay if you want.
Okay. Well, I have a show right now that's airing in GMA. It's called Hiram na Puso. This is every afternoon after Eat Bulaga. I also have a movie coming out with Aljura Brenica and Rian Ramos. Rian Ramos. It's called My Contra Vida Girl.
It's catchy.
There, yes. And I'm also guesting in Showbiz Exclusives tomorrow. There. Thank you, Cholo, my handler, for letting me know. Because I didn't know. Okay.
All right, good stuff. And of course, you can find FHM online, pare.
Yeah, it's where is it?
You can find us online at www.fhm.com.ph.
Yeah, so we have a Facebook and a Twitter. And on March 24, FHM will be in Boracay for the Bikini Heaven. And that's exactly what it is.
Yay!
This is what pang ilang year na tong Bikini Heaven?
It's the second year.
Second year.
Yeah, the first one was such a smash that
Yes.
they had to go and do it again.
Yeah.
I heard the editor-in-chief was smashed. That's how much fun it was.
Yes, it was, and that was a cool story too.
All right.
So, hey, invite everyone again for the Saturday's autograph signing.
Okay, I want to say thank you first to everyone who's already gotten a copy of FHM. I heard it's sold out in a lot of stores, so thank you so much. Please meet me on Saturday in Robinson's Galleria's Movie World at 6 p.m. for my autograph signing. There.
All right. Well, Allan, thanks so much for coming by. It was a pleasure having you over, man.
Thank you.
All right, time for us to